Hi friends, thanks for joining me today. Today I am joining my friend Lori at Enchanted Dreams71. She is hosting Enchanted Bingo Collage Challenge. Her hashtag is hashtag Enchanted Bingo Collage Challenge. So if you would like to join in, make sure you use that hashtag, and it wouldn't hurt for you to comment in one of her videos that you are joining in. I will have one of her videos linked in my description box so you can go check it out. The 5 items that I ended up with were a lady, tissue paper, a poem, a clock, and something blue. I went straight over to my stack of magazines and was sorting through them, and I found the image of this woman, and I absolutely love it. It's got the nice rich fall colors. She has an attitude. She's holding an apple. It's just such a unique photograph, and so that's why I chose her. And then actually on my table where I craft, I had this beautiful tissue paper, and this came recently in a Happy Mail, and it's perfect with this photo. You can see that I started with a piece of 8.5 by 11 cardstock, and because I need to clean up my crafty space and I misplaced my collage book, so I decided I would go ahead and work on a piece of cardstock in case I want to turn this into a master board. I'm not sure if I do or not, but if I do, it's ready to go for me. And the only reason I chose the bright green was because it's really bright and it's not a color that I will work with very frequently. I won't make a lot of die cuts with it or anything like that. I don't typically work in a bright color palette, so I figured, why not use it for this, instead of it going to waste or whatever. So here's the poem that I chose, and I'll read it to you at the end of the video. But the paper is bright, bright white, and the collage that I'm working on has very deep, rich colors. So I wanted to age this a little bit before I put it on there. So I started out with inking the edges, and then that wasn't enough. So I'm going in now with some marker, and I'm making the edges even darker, and I'm hoping that the ink will seep into the paper a little bit, but it's not doing the job the way that I would like it to. And by the way, the marker that I'm using here is one given to me by our friend Melissa by Mimi with Love, and I use them frequently and I love them. So thank you, Melissa, for those. You can see here that I'm going in with a different shade, and I'm going to end up just coloring this whole piece of paper in so that it's not bright white anymore. One of the numbers that I ended up with in the collage bingo was a clock. And so I looked through my magazines and I didn't find a clock. And I'm sure if I went through every single page of every single magazine I have, I would have found an actual clock. But I didn't have all day. So I did find this picture of a watch. And we're going to go ahead and cut it out of the magazine, and we are going to turn that into a clock. I am distressing the edges with ink here, but you will notice at the end that the clock ends up being smaller than what I have here. It was just too big for the page, so I cut it down even further. Now for my something blue, there were two things that I wanted to use. And instead of forcing myself to choose between the two, I end up putting both of them in the collage. So one is the blue flower. I also cut out that ladybug just because it's cute and I wanted it in the collage. But the other blue is this man with his dog, and they have a red umbrella, but they are surrounded by blue water. So while you're hanging out with me and watching me do this collage, I figured I'd give you a little update. And first, I wanted to thank you for spending some time with me today and tell you how much I appreciate that. I usually pre-record my videos unless I'm doing a live, obviously, but I typically pre-record. But today actually is Sunday morning when this video is going to go out. And I woke up about 2 hours earlier than I usually do. I woke up at like 5:30, and on the weekend I usually sleep till 7:30. If I'm lucky, I'll sleep till 8. So I'm up kind of early. I haven't even had any tea yet. I wanted to sit down and edit this video and, kind of get that done. So I hope you all are doing good. Things are okay over here. And I'm just waiting for some cool weather. I know some of you are starting to get some, and I'm so envious. We are still in the 90s here. The humidity is still super high, so it's quite warm still. And I am looking forward to some true fall weather. I wanted to remind you of two things. One is, if you plan on participating in my monthly collage collaboration, that comes up on September 30th, and my hashtag for that is Earth, Wind, and Fire. And then also the collaboration with Carol at Carol's Recrafted Boutique and that's coming up this month of October. Well, we're not in October yet, but you know what I'm saying. It's coming up next month in October. So I hope you can join in on that as well. Friends, I hope you enjoyed watching me put this collage together. I'm going to read the poem to you in case it wasn't visible on screen. When I begin to sit with the dawn in solitude, I begin to really live. It makes me treasure every single moment of life. That was written by Gloria Vanderbilt, and she was an American actress and fashion designer. And if you remember the 1980s, I knew everybody had to have a pair of Gloria Vanderbilt jeans. So that's how, that's where I knew her from. And her lifespan was from 1924 to 1997. So I've got a lady, I have the tissue paper, I have something blue, I have a clock because I turned a watch into a clock, and I have a poem. So I hope you enjoyed watching me put this collage together. I'm really happy with it. I think it looks pretty cool. Thanks for watching. See you soon.